Well, welcome to another edition of On Point Live, right here from the Manhattan Beach Studios. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Vince Ferragamo, former Los Angeles Rams Super Bowl quarterback, and alongside me, my good friend and 20-year NFL legend, Hall of Famer, Jackie Slater. And Jackie, how you feeling today, man, after this long weekend?
It was a long weekend.
Babysitting, huh, Jackie?
Oh, my goodness. I am worn completely out. And I tell you what, man, the good thing for me is that I don't have to think about cleaning up any one room twice. When I clean it up, it's going to be done because they're gone. Then I just go to the next one.
What's the oldest, Jackie? How old's the
oldest is 7, and then there's 5, and then there's 3, and then there's 1. So they got them spread out pretty good. But boy, you're talking about some work, man. It never stops.
Constant.
Never stop moving.
Never stops. Never
going
stops.
In 4 different directions.
Exactly.
They synchronize it where they go north, south, east, and west, all at the same time.
Hey, do they have a football?
Devastation is waiting.
Did you get a football in that room?
Yeah,
Jackie?
Football, basketball, everything else.
It's going crazy.
Oh man, it was unbelievable.
Well, Jackie, we got to talk about the NFL. You know, this offseason's been a rock and rolling off season. I can't believe it. You know, I've been a long time season ticket holder, Jackie, for the Rams, even when they were at the Memorial Coliseum. And, you know, watching this team and then watching them go to a Super Bowl, I mean, this brings a lot of life, a lot of fan support.
Yeah, to the area.
And so now
And it was needed too, Vince.
It really was.
Because the Rams have been gone for so long.
Right, and it was good timing, I'm telling you. And then to be a season ticket holder also for SoFi Stadium has been kind of fun to see, you know, the team come to this new venue. And,
right.
And it's so spectacular.
It's unbelievable. I think people are going to come from all over the country, Vince, to witness a game at SoFi Stadium. It's a spectacular place to watch football.
And, you know, Jackie, talking about being a season ticket holder, you know, this past week, all of us in our group got a letter from Kevin Demoff, the COO of the Rams. And,
what, a letter?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get a letter.
You didn't get it? Well,
no,
you know,
Jackie,
I
didn't get a letter.
Somebody of your Hall of Fame status, Jackie, you know, you don't need to
buy
season tickets. Well, you get to go to any game you want. But I'm telling you, you know what happened?
So they sent this to the season ticket holders.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Well,
and you want to know what he had to say.
I'm kind of curious.
Okay.
I didn't get that letter, so I want to know.
Yeah, let me summarize what he said. Okay, Jackie, he said that we've faced a choice this offseason. Okay, we could once again restructure contracts to give ourselves one last shot with our core roster, but that would mean a total rebuild and would be necessary over the next few seasons. Or we could focus on replenishing our draft capital and improving our long-term salary cap situation, clearing the way for us to compete now and in the future.
Wow.
Collectively as an organization, he goes on to say, we chose the latter path, believing in the talent of our current roster and the skills of our coaching staff to take us to the playoffs. Jackie.
Wow.
Is he hoping for a miracle or what? I mean, what? What?
Well, Vince, you know, this is what I got to say. I've been watching the Ram roster, you know, for the last couple of years pretty closely. And I mean, this year alone, this offseason alone, it's like 10 guys if you count the punter, 10 guys that were playing on a regular basis that were on their rookie deals that are going to go and get their second deal with another team. And so to me, I'm thinking, okay, well, you develop these young guys, you won a Super Bowl with them, they know what it takes, you know, let's roll with them. And it's 10 guys on the defensive side of the ball. So for me, it's a little bit, I'm a little bit concerned. But now a couple things we have to consider, Vince. The general manager, Les Snead of the Rams, he's got his work cut out for him. And I think everybody knows that he and his staff are going to be watched with a very scrutinizing eye because it is his responsibility to go out and secure talent, young guys that can come in and then do the job that he would anticipate that the head coach would have them to do. Now, make no mistake about it. Sean McVay has proven to you and proven to me that he has a systematic operational protocol that allows him to develop a team to attack defenses, to take away offensive strengths, and to play well on special teams. We've seen that for the last 5 years, but he's had a measurable amount of talent. If you look at the draft picks now that they have a second round pick is the highest pick.
Right.
They have a third round pick. They have 2 third round picks. They have 2 fifth round picks. They have three 6th-round picks, and they have what is that? 2 7th-round
Two
picks.
7th picks. So they have 11 picks
Yeah,
total.
they got 11
but
picks.
But most of their picks are in the lower rounds, Jackie. When you have a team like Kansas City, Jackie, they have 5 picks in the first 4 rounds.
I know.
The Rams have 3 picks.
And they won the Super Bowl.
And they win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, well,
how do you rebuild with
That's why
draft?
I say everybody watching is going to be watching with a scrutinizing eye to see how, a lot of people thought that the general manager was a little cavalier a couple of years ago when he was saying blank those picks, and he was using those picks like a 2nd and a 3rd round pick to secure Von Miller, who was very productive. Then he took after taking 2 1st-round picks and drafting Jared Goff, he traded him to Detroit along with 2 additional 1st-round picks to secure Matthew Stafford. Can't say that didn't pay off. We'll see how long he goes and plays from there. Then Jalen Ramsey, arguably the top 1 or 2 cover corners in all of pro football. They gave up 2 1st-round picks to get him, and then just traded him away for a 2nd-round pick. So, it appears that that the Rams aren't getting what they're paying for, but they got what they paid for. They won the Super Bowl, and now they're having to, redo things so that they can be productive over the long haul. So over the long haul, I can see the strategy.
And they're not getting their compensatory picks back, Jackie. For example, Jalen Ramsey, they gave up 2 firsts.
Right.
They got a 2nd round when they had to give him up. He went to Miami, who's loaded again with talent.
Right. Right.
And, is he so much player movement, Jackie? So, I don't know. He's, Kevin Demoff's got some explaining to do. He's got, but.
Some explaining to do?
Yeah, but he's stating the obvious. And the only thing that surprised me is that he didn't give a discount to the season ticket holder for this coming year because, he's not even looking. He's looking at the NFC West. Okay, I understand that. But every goal we've always had is to go out and win a Super Bowl, Jackie.
Every year.
Every year.
Every year is the goal.
To win that.
And
right?
For players, Vince, this is the other thing, too. They're going to be acquiring the rosters, average age of this roster is getting ready to drop. You understand that? And so that means there's not going to be the experienced guys there that know how to do their jobs and encourage their teammates to do their jobs to get to a position where you can compete for a Super Bowl. These guys are going to be trying to figure it out every step of the way. So I think it's wishful thinking to think that you're going to make a deep run into the playoffs. But what you are doing is developing younger guys. You're banking really on Sean McVay and his staff. Now, there's been a lot of turnover on Sean McVay's staff, but Sean McVay is still the guy calling all the shots, and he knows how to put together a football team that competes offensively, defensively, special teams. He's going to get the guys in here that can get the job done. Right. And so I think that's what Kevin Demoff and the general manager are banking on. Hey, let me go out and get the best.
Is that my phone going off, Jackie?
That is your phone.
I thought it was on. But that must be Lamar Jackson calling or something. What's going on here?
I'm thinking Les Snead is saying, hey, we went through the battle that we had to go through this offseason to make Sean McVay feel like he can defer his ability to go into broadcasting because he's capable there as well, and he could have done that. But they got the guy to stay in the organization, which in turn gave them the opportunity to flip the roster and to put themselves on good footing after winning a Super Bowl a couple of years ago. So it remains to be seen as the player acquisition, the type of guys that they bring in. But remember, Vince, you were a 4th-round draft choice, and you were the only quarterback to ever lead the Rams to the Super Bowl here in Los Angeles up until this past season.
Right.
I was a 3rd-round draft choice, and I played a very long time, and I like to think I played at a productive level. So that's not to say – I say that to say this. It's not to be concluded that you can't take these draft picks that they have and go out and find diamonds in the rough that show up ready to play right now for all the myriad of different motivations that all the individuals have. So I'm not gonna. Well, I know how you're feeling right now as a season ticket holder, Vince, and I can understand that. There's not a whole lot of optimism when you look at what Kevin said. But if you think about it, there's a very real possibility that this team could be a very competitive team and a strong team as they go down the street.
Well, you don't want to take away hope from the fans, Jackie. That's the number one thing. So you have to be very careful.
That's true.
And I think with Sean McVay, I'm glad he stayed with the team because he offers hope. Yeah. Because with his coaching style and his culture that he's brought in, he can take what you said, a roster Maybe not with the top quality guys, but make them play at a higher level.
Make them play at a high level.
And they can excel and they can play. And he's been proven to be a winner, consistent winner. Last year was difficult. This year it's going to be even more difficult, Jackie, because they're not replacing the guys they lost that started last year. They're going to replace them with either a second stringer or a second team player. How can they compete at that same level or even better? They only won 5 games. Jackie, the worst season in the last 7 seasons the Rams have had.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we got a lot of work to do.
We got some work to do. There's no doubt about it. But I think one of the things I think, Vince, that has occurred over the last 5 years, and I think it might have been a mission statement of the Rams, and that number one thing, Vince, was to secure local fan support. You got to remember the Rams were gone from this area for a very, very long time. And for those of you who are living in different other parts of the country, the Rams in Southern California they were hot. It was a hot commodity. It was like the Lakers. I mean, they had a reputation of consistently fielding great football teams, and we saw them get back on track with that with Sean McVay. And so the expectations are very, very high. And I think securing Sean McVay was the first piece in that puzzle that had to fall, and they've done that. And now go out and get those diamonds in the rough. This is where that's Les Snead and his staff must deliver.
Yeah,
They've got to bring diamonds in the rough. They got to bring guys in here.
They have to deliver.
They got to bring guys in here that has the wow factor. Like how in the world
Where did they find this guy?
That he fall to the Rams at the 4th pick or at the 4th round or the 7th round or wherever these picks are that they're going to be. They got to get guys that can play football. There's no doubt about that.
That's it.